The Davis County Mustangs play here on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network. Be sure to catch live online streaming of every Davis County baseball game right here on ottumwaradio.com. Previous games can be viewed on demand at ottumwaradiosports.com. Now, let's head down to the field for Mustang baseball. Here's Ellis Kojo.
Bloomfield is the scene for one of two. Actually, game one of two is coming up here on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network. Great to have you with us, Ellis Kojo and Corey Finch, our producer, joining you live from Bloomfield as we are getting set to bring you Davis County baseball, and they will be facing off against the Clarke Indians. Of course, if you've been watching, you remember their last game, which was just last Wednesday, a thrilling 3-2, make that 6-2 extra inning victory in which Isaac Kramer was the hero of the game. Hadn't batted the entire season, came in a pitch hit situation to lead off the top of the seventh and led off with a homer to tie the game, and the Mustangs went on to win 6-2 in extra innings. Now we have the rematches, as we'll have a doubleheader between the Indians and the Mustangs. Davis County, winners of their last three, and they're 7-5 and overall 5-3 in South Central Conference play. Clarke, on the other hand, 4-11, 2-7. And they have dropped their last two. Clarke is head coached by Lonnie Smith, and of course, Todd White has his Davis County Mustangs lined up, and he'll have one of his aces, Caleb Wagler, will be pitching in game one. And we'll tell you all about his first game against Clarke, which came last week on Wednesday, and the rest of Davis County's lineup. That's coming up next on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Take summer by storm on a new Polaris. Right now, the world's best-selling off-road lineup is priced to move. Get more done with a hardworking Ranger. Chase adventure on a legendary Sportsman. Or live wide open in a high-performance RZR. Rebates up to $2,000 are available now during the Polaris Summer Sales Event.
Slayton Polaris. Stop in and see Tim or Dean today for a great deal on a new Polaris.
Hi, this is Chris Ledke, owner of Pulaski Lumber. I would like to personally invite you to see our updated inventory. We have a nice selection of tools, plumbing, flooring, tile, accessories, and as always, we can order in anything you might need. Josh is also available to offer you professional 3D drawings to design your new home, deck, or addition. We don't charge huge architect fees, but are confident you will be happy with our work. We look forward to meeting you at Pulaski Lumber, your start-to-finish lumberyard.
You're watching live coverage of the Davis County Mustangs on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Davis County getting set to take on Clarke in the first of two here in Bloomfield at the Davis County Fairgrounds. Ellis Kojo along with our producer Corey Finch. This is the Nutrient Ag Solutions pregame show. Call Bob Lawson and his team today, where results in your field are their first concern. Talked about it at the top of the broadcast, but this is a rematch of a game that occurred last Wednesday in Osceola, and it was Caleb Wagler that turned out to be the star, well, one of the stars of the game. He went 7 1/3, allowing just 2 runs, both of them unearned, just 1 hit allowed. He walked 9, I beg your pardon, he struck out 9 while walking none. That was the first start of the year, actually the first start in the last 2 years in which Wagler did not walk a batter. So looking for the same, hopefully, if you're a Mustang fan here tonight. And they'll be facing off against a tough Clarke starting lineup, as they can really swing the bats. Clarke comes into today's game with their team average well over the 300 mark. And if you allow me just 1 second, actually beg your pardon, they're batting .266, but they can hit the ball out of the ballpark. They have 5 home runs as a team. Davis County has 2, one of Trevor Slayton and then the aforementioned in the last segment, Isaac Kramer. So Davis County looks for 3, make that 4, perhaps 5 in a row with a sweep of the doubleheader tonight. Mustangs are coming off a doubleheader sweep against Albia as they won a thriller in extra innings in the first game, 4-3, and then they're able to prevail in game number 2 by a final score of 5-2. Coming up next, we'll take a closer look at the Clarke Indians as they look to turn things around after a rough start to the season. You're listening to Davis County. You're watching Davis County Baseball on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
The busy farming season is here, and Nutrient Ag Solutions in Bloomfield is the best place to go for all your seed and fertilizer needs. They're focused on one thing and one thing only, providing their customers with the best products and services to grow the best crops possible. Farmers, call them today for liquid and dry fertilizers, starters, small seed, and corn and soybean seed. They also offer crop protection chemicals and custom application. See why other area farmers are turning to Bob Lawson and the staff at Nutrient Ag Solutions in Bloomfield, where results in your field are always their first concern.
Hi, this is Kendall with Citizens Mutual. It's a busy time of the year, so we want you to save as much time as possible. Whether you need internet, TV, or phone service, we can handle all of them for you. We also have a great selection of TVs ranging from 32 to 65 inch, as well as appliances. Stop in today, and remember, Citizens Mutual is owned and operated by its customers. So when you walk in the door, we don't just treat you like a customer, we treat you like you're the boss, because you are. We're looking forward to seeing you at Citizens Mutual, just off the square in Bloomfield.
You're watching live coverage of the Davis County Mustangs on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
And welcome back to Bloomfield. Game one of our doubleheader between Davis County and Clarke. This is the Nutrient Ag Solutions pregame show called Bob Lawson and his team today, where results in your field are their first concern. So Clarke comes in with a record of 4-11. They are 2-7 in the South Central Conference. They lost 2 in a row, and they have dropped 3 of 4. And really what stands out to Clarke is, like I said, they can swing the bats, batting .266 as a team, and they have 5 home runs on the season. They can really run, too. They have 62 stolen bases in 65 attempts. That's more than double the number of Davis County, although I have an interesting stat involving Davis County base running, but I'll save that for for the actual game. So Clarke will send Evan Hagan to the mound. This will be his 4th appearance on the season. He is 0-2 over 13 in a third innings pitched. Has an ERA of 6.30, and he has walked 12 while striking out 10. And opponents are batting .357 off him. So the Mustangs will hopefully try to take advantage of that healthy batting average against Evan Hagan. So that's your look at the Clarke Indians as they look to snap a 2-game losing streak and get back on the winning track later today. Coming up next, we'll give you the starting lineups brought to you by Pulaski Lumber. Davis County Baseball right around the corner on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Whether you are a player, cheerleader, or coach, your friends at Petrita Orthodontics are cheering for you. We are proud of the students in our area and are happy to support them in their school activities. We want to see you smile on and off the field. If you or your child are in need of orthodontic care, call us for a free no-obligation appointment. We have many different options available to help your child's bite and smile. Call us today at Petrita Orthodontics in Ottumwa and Oskaloosa. We look forward to making you smile.
Hi, I'm Karsten. And I'm Callie. And we are the Neebs Girls. We would like to personally invite you to our parents' new store on the south side of the square in Bloomfield. Stop in and have them make you a custom shirt, hat, banner, sign, or even your school mascot. They stay open late on Thursdays until 7. We hope to see you soon. Neebs Graphics, making you stand out.
Neebs Graphics on the south side of the Bloomfield Square. You're watching live coverage of the Davis County Mustangs on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Head coaches Todd White and Lonnie Smith are meeting at home plate as they exchange lineup cards and go over the ground rules here at the Davis County Fairgrounds. Great to have you with us for Davis County Baseball, a doubleheader between Clarke and Davis County coming up. This is the Nutrient Ag Solutions pregame show. Call Bob Lawson and his team today, where results in your field are their first concern. And now it's time for the starting lineups, brought to you by Pulaski Lumber. If you're starting a project around the house, make sure and check with Chris and the team first for all your building and hardware needs. For game one, Lonnie Smith has the visiting Clarke Indians lineups looking like this. Peyton Winship is in center field leading off. Batting second and at second base is Ethan May. Connor Deutsch is at shortstop batting third. Batting fourth and pitching is Evan Hagan. Casey Kindred's at third base, he bats fifth. Batting sixth in the catcher is Will Smith. Marshall Morrison's at first base batting seventh. Batting eighth and in right field, Matthew Sickles. And batting ninth and in left field is Taylor Henry. So again for Clarke, it's Winship in center, May at second, Deutsch at short, Hagan is pitching, Kindred at third, Smith is catching. Morrison at first, Stickles in right, Henry in left. Once again, Clarke comes in with a 4-11 mark with a 2-7 record in South Central Conference play. They have lost 2 in a row and 3 of their last 4. So now for the Davis County Mustangs, they check in with a 7-5 record, 5-3 in South Central Conference. They have won their last 3. Head coach Todd White has his lineup looking like this. Owen Bennett leads off, he's in right field. Batting second and at shortstop is Trevor Slayton. Kate Tharp is catching, he bats third. Batting fourth and at third base is Noah Smolik. Clay Collier, he bats fifth and he's in left field. Caden Hill's the DH, he bats sixth. He'll be batting for Caleb Wagler, who will be on the mound. Draven DeCries at second base, batting seventh. Batting eighth and in first base is Logan Hale. And batting ninth and in center field is Garl Norman. So again for the Davis County Mustangs, Bennett in right, Slayton at short, Tharp is catching. Noah Smolik's at third, Collier at left, Hill is the DH. DeCry at second, Hale at first, and Norman is in center. So the hands, looks like the hands have been shaken, so the managers will go back to their respective dugouts. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll have first pitch between Davis County and Clarke coming up here at the Davis County Fairgrounds at the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
John at Collision Corner knows that when you get in an accident and need some work done on your vehicle, you want the process to go smooth and easy. That's why Collision Corner is your best choice. John is a preferred body shop, which means he can work directly with your insurance company. He will handle the claim from start to finish. Collision Corner knows you need your car back as soon as possible, and they will also pick it up and deliver it to you for free. When you have an accident, call John and his team at Collision Corner in Bloomfield, and don't forget to like them on Facebook.
Keith's Foods in Bloomfield has been serving the Bloomfield area since 1969 with quality cut steaks, ripe seasonal produce, scrumptious bakery cakes and sweets, fresh dairy products, and of course, tasty smoked meats. We also have available hunting licenses, stamps, money orders, and gift cards too. Open till 9 p.m. every day. We pride ourselves in providing small town service in a big way while keeping up with trends and latest items across the country. Yes, Keith's Foods is your hometown grocery store and so much more. Keith's Foods, where we always take your groceries out to your car. Proud supporter of the Davis County Mustangs.
Take summer by storm on a new Polaris. Right now, the world's best-selling off-road lineup is priced to move. Get more done with a hardworking Ranger. Chase adventure on a legendary Sportsman. Or live wide open in a high-performance Razor. Rebates up to $2,000 are available now during the Polaris Summer Sales Event.
Slayton Polaris. Stop in and see Tim or Dean today for a great deal on a new Polaris.
Hi, this is Chris Ledke, owner of Pulaski Lumber. I would like to personally invite you to see our updated inventory. We have a nice selection of tools, plumbing, flooring, tile, accessories, and as always, we can order in anything you might need. Josh is also available to offer you professional 3D drawings to design your new home, deck, or addition. We don't charge huge architect fees, but are confident you will be happy with our work. We look forward to meeting you at Pulaski Lumber, your start-to-finish lumberyard.
The busy farming season is here, and Nutrient Ag Solutions in Bloomfield is the best place to go for all your seed and fertilizer needs. They're focused on one thing and one thing only, providing their customers with the best products and services to grow the best crops possible. Farmers call them today for liquid and dry fertilizers, starters, small seed, and corn and soybean seed. They also offer crop protection chemicals and custom applications. See why other area farmers are turning to Bob Lawson and the staff at Nutrient Ag Solutions in Bloomfield, where results in your field are always their first concern.
Hi, this is Kendall with Citizens Mutual. It's a busy time of the year, so we want you to save as much time as possible. Whether you need internet, TV, or phone service, we can handle all of them for you. We also have a great selection of TVs ranging from 32 to 65 inch, as well as appliances. Stop in today, and remember, Citizens Mutual is owned and operated by its customers. So when you walk in the door, we don't just treat you like a customer, we treat you like you're the boss, because you are. We're looking forward to seeing you at Citizens Mutual, just off the square in Bloomfield.
Are you installing a new septic system? The man to call is Jody at Geotech Sand and Stone. They have state-certified septic sand, as well as top-quality black dirt, fill sand, and washed gravel for landscaping. They also have large rocks to add to your landscaping. Geotech Sand and Stone has very competitive prices. Stop out and get a load, or have one of their contractors haul it for you. Call Jody today for more information at 799-1235. That's 799-1235. Geotech Sand and Stone, 3 miles west of Eldon on River Road. Attention Southern Iowa, do you need a better night's sleep? Maybe it's time to get a new mattress. Dixon's Mattress Outlet in Bloomfield has the most competitive prices on new mattresses in all different sizes. Darren sells camper mattresses, commercial bedding, rollaways, special order sizes, bed frames, and mattress protectors. Call Darren today and he'll meet you at the warehouse. Dixon's Mattress Outlet, 641-664-3060. That's 664-3060. You're watching live coverage of the Davis County Mustangs on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Caleb Wagler on top of the mound, getting set to begin game number 1 of our doubleheader as he is delivering his warm-up pitches to the game 1 catcher, Cade Tharp. Great to have you with us for game 1 of our doubleheader, Davis County versus Clarke on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network. And this is the start of what will be a busy week for the Mustangs. They'll have a day off tomorrow, and then they'll travel to Mount Pleasant on Wednesday. Then they'll go to Sheridan on Thursday, Keokuk on Friday, and then they will head to St. Louis for a Sunday morning game versus Fairfield. Remember, first pitch of that Sunday morning game at Busch Stadium will be at 8. So wake up with us, have baseball along with your breakfast, and hopefully Davis County can take home a win and have a memorable trip to Busch Stadium. That's the final warm-up toss being thrown by Caleb Wagler. Striding to the plate is Peyton Winship, and we are just about ready to get started in game 1 of our doubleheader. The first inning is brought to you by Dixon's Mattress Outlet. Think of them first to get a great night's sleep. Call Darren today. Winship has a average of .333 coming into today's game. He has 3 runs batted in. Wagler winds and comes home with the first pitch. And it's bunted back towards the mound. Wagler pounces on it, throws the first in time for the out. And that's the way we get started. Good play by Wagler coming off the mound. Clay Collier is in left field. Garl Norman's in center. Owen Bennett is in right. Noah Zmolik is at third. Trevor Slayton at short. Draven DeCry at second. Logan Hale at first with Cade Tharp behind the plate. Zethan May is the batter for Clarke, and he looks at a ball in the dirt for ball 1. May has an average of .220 with 5 runs knocked in. And he's another stolen base threat with 11 on the season. The 1-0 is a strike on the inside corner, making it count 1-1. Wagler had a dominant outing versus Clarke not even a week ago, and actually he hasn't pitched since then. That fastball gets away from him, that goes outside for ball 2. Wagler with 9 strikeouts, but most importantly, no walks on the night, and he was very economical with his pitches. The 1-1 is a bit outside, making it count 2 balls and 1 strike. This first game kind of reminds me of game 2 between Davis County and Albia, as the next pitch is fired in there on the inside corner for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Remember game 2 of the doubleheader versus Albia, both teams wore white. Now here we have game 1 between Davis County and Clarke, and both teams are wearing maroon. The 2-2 pitch is lined to DeCry, who catches it at his shoe tops for out number 2. So DeCry puts away the Zethan May soft line drive. And with the bases empty, Connor Deutsch is the batter. As I told you at the top of the broadcast, Clarke has 5 home runs. One of them belongs to the man at the plate. And Deutsch looks at a curveball and a beauty for strike 1. Wagler, the junior left-hander, back on top of the mound into his wind and comes home with the 0-1. a curveball that gets past the mound and under the glove of Draven DeCry, and Deutsch is safe. That is an error on the second baseman. So the inning continues, and now the cleanup hitter, Evan Hagan, the most dangerous hitter that Clarke has to offer. Hagan also tonight, game one starting pitcher. And the first pitch to him is in the dirt for ball one. Good block by Tharp at the plate. That slow roller, though, got past the mound, and DeCry just couldn't keep his glove down and snuck under his glove and into center field. And now the 1-0. Swing and a miss. That was a fastball that tied up Hagan inside. And now the count is 1-1 strike. Hagan has a batting average of .405 that leads the team. He also leads the team in home run RBIs. Runner goes, pitches line over the head of Slayton for a base hit. It goes off Collier, and now they're going to hold Connor Deutsch at third. Thought maybe they could have sent him and get that first run, but fortunately, if you're a Davis County fan, they held him. So now runners are at the corners with 2 outs. That brings up Casey Kindred, the third baseman for Clarke. Kindred had a tough luck no decision in that Wednesday game versus Davis County a week ago. Here's the first pitch to him, and it's lined in the left field for a base hit. It's 1-0 Clarke, and it gets past Collier. It went between his legs. Hagan rounding second headed to the third. He'll stop there, and it is 1-0 Clarke on the RBI single by Casey Kindred. And we'll say that Hagan was able to reach third on the error by the left fielder. So 2 errors in the inning for Davis County. And the bad part about all of this is that this all came with the bases empty and 2 outs. Now Will Smith is the batter, and now Wagler's just trying to minimize the damage. And the first pitch of Smith is on the, nope, it's outside for ball 1. Two hits in the inning, but also 2 Davis County errors have led to the first Clarke run. The 1-0. Fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. Will Smith batting an even .300 on the season. He has 6 runs batted in. The 1-1 pitch is a fastball outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Inning start off innocently enough. Bunt back to the pitcher for an out, and then a soft liner to second. The 2-1 is fouled off at the plate, and we're even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. But then Deutsch is a slow roller that couldn't be handled by DeCry, the second baseman. He got aboard. Hagan singled to advance Deutsch to third, and then Kindred drove him in with an RBI single. And the next one to Smith is outside for ball 3, and the count is full. Three balls and 2 strikes. Wagler straightens up and kicks and deals. That's fouled away. That was a tough pitch that Smith was able to get a piece of, and he stays alive. 3 balls and 2 strikes. First of 2. Between Davis County and Clarke. Davis County defeated Clarke last Wednesday in 8 innings by a final score of 6-2. Wagler played a big part in that win. Another payoff pitch to Smith. That's fought off and fouled away to the right side. And the battle continues between Smith and Wagler. The count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. Marshall Morrison, the first baseman for Clarke, waits on deck if Smith can reach. Hagan takes his lead from third, Kindred from second. And the payoff pitch is high and outside for ball 4, and the bases are loaded. Timeout called, and it looks like we'll have a courtesy runner for Will Smith. Looks looks like that will be Josie Torres, who will be the courtesy runner. Marshall Morrison is the batter with the bases loaded, and already early on in the game, this is a huge at-bat for both teams. Wagler looking to keep Clarke at 1. Morrison looking to make a big inning for the Indians. The first pitch is cut on and missed. Nice tailing fastball from Wagler, making the count 0-1. Morrison hitting 179 on the season. He does have 4 RBI. The 0-1, strike on the inside corner, and it's quickly 0-2. With 2 fastballs, you figure that Wagler's going to throw the breaking ball. And it's a strike 3 as Morrison swings and misses, and the inning is over. So Clarke does push across and run, but it could have been a lot worse. Going to the bottom of 1 is Clarke 1. Davis County coming up on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
This is Milo Wells, your pharmacist at Wells Hometown Drug in Bloomfield. When you need prescriptions, stop in and see me. If you aren't a current customer, we will help you fill out a new patient form, which takes less than 5 minutes. We have a lot of over-the-counter items and have vaccines. We are here 6 days a week and offer free delivery in Bloomfield and surrounding areas. I pride myself on professionalism and small-town customer service, and our pharmacy reflects those values. Stop in and see us at Wells Hometown Drug next to CarQuest in Bloomfield.
This is Sherry Lawson. Hey, all you Davis County Mustang fans, the agents at Northside Insurance are just like you. We support the Mustangs too. We are proud to live in Bloomfield, where we help families like yours with auto, home, business, farm, life, and retirement. Get the professional coaching you need to win at life. Give us a call at Northside Insurance in Bloomfield and Centerville today at 664-2362. Go Mustangs! Nationwide is on your side. Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and Affiliates, Columbus, Ohio.
Go Mustangs!
You're watching live coverage of the Davis County Mustangs on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Clarke 1, Davis County getting ready for their first cuts of Game 1 of our doubleheader here at the Davis County Fairgrounds. Owen Bennett, Trevor Slayton, and Kate Tharp due up, and they will be facing Evan Hagan, who has been tasked with starting the opener of this doubleheader for Clarke. Hagan's a right-hander, and he finishes his warm-up tosses, and we are about ready to get things started. Bennett strides in, and he has an average of 216 on the season, 2 runs driven in. And here's the first pitch coming from Hagan. It's a fastball upstairs for ball 1. Bennett looking to get the bat going. And the 1-0 is a fastball right down the middle for strike 1. You can't blame Davis County if they try to wait out Hagan. And the next pitch to Bennett is in the dirt for ball 2. 2-1 to count to Owen Bennett. Hagan, over 13 and a third innings pitch, has 12 walks, so almost a walk an inning for the senior right-hander. The 2-1 is again in the dirt, 3 balls and 1 strike. Davis County trails 1-0, and give Caleb Wagler, the starting pitcher for the Mustangs, credit. He minimized the damage when it could have been a whole lot worse, as Clarke left the bases loaded in that first inning. Upstairs, ball 4, and Bennett is aboard with a leadoff walk. Walks all season long are brought to you by Slayton Polaris. Don't walk from field to field. Call Tim and Dean for the best deals on some Polaris Rangers and ATVs, and enjoy a smooth ride on a Polaris to get those chores done. Now the most dangerous hitter for Davis County, Trevor Slayton, stands at the plate. Bennett has 5 stolen bases, so he is a threat to steal, and the first pitch is well outside for ball 1. Slayton comes in with a batting average of .452. He does have a homer with 6 runs knocked in. And now the 1-0. Fastball at the knees on the outside corner for strike 1. Kay Tharp waits on deck for the Mustangs. Hagan takes a peek at first. Runner goes, and they had a hit and run going, but Slayton fouled it off. One ball and 2 strikes to the senior of Davis County. He had a good season last year as well with both the bat and with the arm. And he made the All-South Central Conference team. Throw to first, and Bennett scrambles back safely ahead of the tag. Hagan with a long look into his catcher Smith. Now comes set, kicks and deals. That was a quick slide step, and that pitch is thrown low for ball 2. Trying to minimize the lead that Bennett gets. He used a slide step there in that previous delivery. Now a throw to first, and Bennett was caught leaning towards second, but he does get back to first. Two balls and 2 strikes to Trevor Slayton. And now the 2-2. Hit on a line out to left center field. That's going to get down and roll towards the wall. Bennett rounding second. Come on down, says head coach Todd White. He will score without a throw, and we are tied at 1 on the RBI double by Trevor Slayton. So Slayton ties it up, and in just 2 batters, Davis County has knotted this game up at 1. Now Kate Tharp waits for the first pitch from Hagan. Runner at second, nobody out. We are tied at 1 here at the bottom of the first. And first pitch is in the dirt. Slayton thought about going to third, but he stays put. 1 ball, no strikes. Tharp still trying to get into the swing of things. 2 of 12 at the plate coming into tonight's game with a 167 batting average. The 1-0 is hammered out to left center field, and you can forget about that one. It's gone. Cade Tharp with a 2-run blast over the left center field fence, and it's 3-1 Davis County. Davis County home runs are brought to you by Citizens Mutual. Hit a home run on your internet and TV needs at Citizens Mutual. That had to feel good for Kay Tharp. He had 8 last season, and that was home run number 1 of this year for the senior. 3 batters, 3-0 Mustangs, and now Noah Smolik will take his first cuts. And he looks at a curveball for strike 1. Smolik is a cleanup hitter, and the cleanup hitter is brought to you by Collision Corner. If you need to clean up your vehicle, take it to John and his team for a complete detail. The 0-1. Fastball in the dirt, 1 ball, 1 strike. A walk, an RBI double by Slayton, and then a 2-run homer by Kay Tharp. And Davis County has their first lead of the game at 3-1. The 2-0 is that got in on the hands. Make that the 1-1 got in on the hands of Smolik. And he fouled it back to make it 1-2. Hagan with the 1-2, curveball, a bit outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Smolik with the 289 batting average, and he leads Davis County in runs batted in with 10 coming into game 1 of our doubleheader. The 2-2 pitch is in the dirt, and now the count is full at 3-2. Waiting on deck is Clay Collier, the left fielder. Three balls, two strikes. The pitch from Hagan is swung on and missed, and you could say that Smolik swung at ball 4, but he got tied up high and inside, and that's the first out of the inning. That brings up Clay Collier. Hagan now back in the windup and comes home with the first pitch to Collier. A curveball that Collier check swings at and fouls away. Collier with a .290 batting average with 9 runs batted in. His best game with the bat this season by far was a couple weeks ago versus Wayne, where he had 5 runs batted in that one game. The 0-1, cut on and missed, 0-2. So Hagan, after allowing the first 3 Mustangs to face him to score, struck out Smolik and now has Collier at 0-2. Curveball a bit outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Caden Hill, the designated hitter for the Mustangs, waits on deck. Collier calls time. Davis County 7-5 on the season, 5-3 in South Central Conference with a 3-game winning streak. They have been on a roller coaster ride this season. And that pitch is in the dirt for ball 2. To demonstrate the roller coaster ride, they lost their season opener versus Centerville, and then they've won 4 in a row after that, and then lost 4 in a row, and now they've won 3 in a row. The 2-2. Curveball, hit on the line and fair down the left field line. Grabbing it is Henry, and Collier will settle for a 1-out single. Caden Hill, the DH, now strides to the plate. 1 out in the inning. Hill's a junior, and he has a very respectable .314 batting average coming into today, and he has 4 runs batted in. An RBI double by Slayton, and then a 2-run homer by Kate Tharp has given Davis County a 3-1 lead here in the bottom of the first. And the first pitch to Hill, runner goes, pitches on in the dirt for ball 1, and the tag is not in time, and Collier has himself a stolen base. Interestingly enough, Davis County has not been thrown out on the base pass so far this season. That is now the 29th stolen base out of 29 attempts this year. Oh, and now they have Collier picked off, but they throw it into center field, and Collier will come around and he will score. Hagan had Collier picked off at second base, but his throw was wide of May, who was covering second. It goes into center field, and Collier motors around to make it 4-1. That'll be an error on the pitcher. So now the base is empty. 1 out. 4 runs in for the Mustangs. And Hill has a count at 1-0. That's hit on a line into right center field, and that's another base hit for Davis County. So the Mustangs keep on swinging. And now Draven DeCry strides to the plate. Timeout called, and here comes head coach Lonnie Smith to talk to his pitcher Evan Hagan, who has had a rough go of it thus far. 4 runs, 3 of them earned, and Davis County has tagged him for 4 hits this inning. While they have the conference going on at the mound, we'd like to let you know that Davis County Baseball is brought to you by William Penn University. It's the place to widen your potential. Daytime, online, evening classes begin every 8 weeks. Visit wmpenn.edu for more information. As the head coach heads back to the dugout, we'll see if they try to get somebody warming up to come in for Hagan, but it doesn't look like they do. This being a doubleheader, you hate to replace your pitcher so early with another game still coming. Here's driven to Cry, and the first pitch to him is over but low for ball one. DeCry batting .263 with 4 runs driven in. Hill takes his lead from first. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. DeCry waved at that off-speed offering. And now the count is 1-1. Throw to first, and Hill is back safely. And here's the next one coming to DeCry. Fastball is a strike, a delayed steal by Hill, and he is safe at second. That was a delayed steal by Caden Hill, but he made it pay off. And now our runners in scoring position with still just 1 out. 1-2 the count to DeCry, as that pitch was a strike. And I had to look down my notes to make sure, but yeah, that was the first steal of the season for Caden Hill. So he joins the rest of the Mustangs on the stolen base board, and that pitch is taken low and away for ball 2. Good take by DeCry, by the way, making the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. This will be pitch number 30 coming up for Hagan. Instead, he steps off and fakes a throw to second. Runner at second, 1 out, 4 runs in for the Mustangs here in the bottom of the first. DeCry looks at ball 3. Logan Hale, the first baseman for the Mustangs, waits on deck. Hale would be the 8th person batting this inning. The next one is chopped towards third. DeCry motoring towards first, and he is out at first by an eyelash. Advancing the third on the play is Hill. 2 outs in the inning, and Logan Hale will stride in. Hale looking over to his head coach, Todd White. Now steps into the right-hander's box versus the right-hander Hagan. Hale looks at a ball in the dirt for ball 1. Good block there by the catcher Smith. That would be an interesting play. Not a lot of backstop here at the fairgrounds, so it's going to have to be significantly wild to score Hill. That pitch is nubbed out to short. Deutsch stays down on it, throws to first in time, and that will do it for the first for Davis County. But the Mustangs do score 4 runs on 4 hits. 1 error with a man left. And we'll go to the top of the second. Davis County 4, Clarke 1 on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Take summer by storm on a new Polaris. Right now, the world's best-selling off-road lineup is priced to move. Get more done with a hardworking Ranger. Chase adventure on a legendary Sportsman. Or live wide open in a high-performance RZR. Rebates up to $2,000 are available now during the Polaris Summer Sales Event.
Slayton Polaris. Stop in and see Tim or Dean today for a great deal on a new Polaris.
Hi, this is Chris Ledke, owner of Pulaski Lumber. I would like to personally invite you to see our updated inventory. We have a nice selection of tools, plumbing, flooring, tile, accessories, and as always, we can order in anything you might need. Josh is also available to offer you professional 3D drawings to design your new home, deck, or addition. We don't charge huge architect fees, but are confident you will be happy with our work. We look forward to meeting you at Pulaski Lumber, your start-to-finish lumberyard.
You're watching live coverage of the Davis County Mustangs on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Davis County 4, Clarke 1, after a very eventful first inning. If if you happen to be puttering around the ballpark sometime in between games 1 and 2, you can participate in the silent auction that's being put on by the Davis County A Club. All kinds of Cardinal memorabilia will be available for you to bid on, and the winners of the silent auction will be announced at the end of Game 1, right before Game 2 of this doubleheader. Caleb Wagler now with the lead, and he'll go to work here in inning number 2 versus Matthew Stickles to lead off inning number 2, and he hits him in the leg, and that's an auspicious start to the top of the second. So runner on for Clarke, and that moves the line to Taylor Henry, the number 9 hitter. Stickles takes his lead from first, and now the first pitch is cut on and missed. That was a good tailing fastball from Wagler, making it 0-1. Henry still looking for his first hit of the season. Comes in tonight into game number 1 of this doubleheader. 0-24. Throw to first, and Stickles dives back safely. Now Wagler comes home with the first pitch, and it's on the inside corner for strike 2, I should say. So that's now 0-2, the count to Taylor Henry. And now the next one to Henry. Curveball a bit high. Strike, that's ball 1. Clarke scored 1 in the top of the first. Davis County answered with 4 in the bottom of the frame. Curveball, strike 3 called. 1 out. Second strikeout for Wagler. Back to the top of the order, and Peyton Winship. Winship tried to get aboard via the bunt, and there's a throw to first. Stickles flops back on his belly to the bag, and he gets back safely. Winship tried to bunt his first time up, and the first pitch of the game, actually, he bunted right back to the shore of the mound. Wagler made a nice play getting off the mound and throwing to first for the out. First pitch is outside from Winship. Make that from Wagler. And it counts 1 ball and no strikes. The 1-0 is a fastball inside off the plate. 2 balls, no strikes. Beautiful day here in Bloomfield. And a throw to first. Stickles gets back safely. After Mother Nature hasn't cooperated the first 2 weeks of the season, we've been treated to some pretty nice weather here. And that pitch is a bit outside, and now the count is 3-0. Although this weather is a sharp departure from what we experienced in Osceola last Wednesday. And a 3-0 pitch is hit on the ground to Slayton. He throws the first for 1 to Cries. Throw to first is in time for the double play. 6-4-3 on the twin killing, and the inning is over. So no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We'll go to the bottom of the second. 4-1 Davis County on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
The busy farming season is here, and Nutrient Ag Solutions in Bloomfield is the best place to go for all your seed and fertilizer needs. They're focused on one thing and one thing only, providing their customers with the best products and services to grow the best crops possible. Farmers, call them today for liquid and dry fertilizers, starters, small seed, and corn and soybean seed. They also offer crop protection chemicals and custom application. See why other area farmers are turning to Bob Lawson and the staff at Nutrient Ag Solutions in Bloomfield, where results in your field are always their first concern.
Hi, this is Kendall with Citizens Mutual. It's a busy time of the year, so we want you to save as much time as possible. Whether you need internet, TV, or phone service, we can handle all of them for you. We also have a great selection of TVs ranging from 32 to 65 inch, as well as appliances. Stop in today, and remember, Citizens Mutual is owned and operated by its customers. So when you walk in the door, we don't just treat you like a customer, we treat you like you're the boss, because you are. We're looking forward to seeing you at Citizens Mutual, just off the square in Bloomfield.
You're watching live coverage of the Davis County Mustangs on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
The second inning is brought to you by Protruder Orthodontics. Don't give it a second thought. Get a smile that lasts a lifetime today. Davis County with a 4-1 lead, and they'll be batting here in the bottom of the second versus Evan Hagan, who will be starting his second inning of work. Had a rough go of it in inning number 1, allowing 4 runs on 4 hits. And he'll face the 9-1 and 2 hitters for the Mustangs, starting off with Garl Norman, the center fielder. Mustangs looking for win number 4 in a row here in game 1 of our doubleheader. Hagan with the line in the first pitch to Norman, and it's taken in the dirt for ball 1. I talked about how this weather is a sharp departure from the weather we experienced in Osceola last Wednesday. A very nice 75 degrees, by the way. And the 1-0 pitches outside for ball 2. That day in Osceola started off nice enough last Wednesday, but then the temperature dipped drastically. That pitch is upstairs for ball 3. When it was all said and done, game time temperature was, I believe, 69 degrees, but by the time the sun set, the temperature was in the 40s. That pitch is on the outside corner at the knees for strike 1. Thank goodness I brought brought a hoodie with me. Our producer was not as lucky, as he wore just a short sleeve shirt as that strike 2, making the count full. He soldiered through it, however. He didn't look visibly cold, even though he wanted to, so Corey Finch definitely gets credit for sitting through adverse conditions. That pitch is popped up, way up in the air. Left center field, actually into right past shortstop, and there is Deutsch to make the catch on what was not an easy play for out number 1. You look in the stands and you saw people wearing hoodies with blankets wrapped around them. You would have thought that we were in February, not June. And the low dipped into the 40s by the time that game was over. Here's Owen Bennett. He reached on a walk and later scored, and he looks at ball 1. Base is empty, 1 out. Here in the bottom of the second, Davis County up 4-1. Another 1-0. Fastball inside, 2 balls, no strikes. It was so cold that I couldn't feel my fingers by the end of that game. In June, that is absolutely ridiculous. And there's a line drive in the left center field for a base hit that went off the knee of Henry, and Bennett will motor into second. So Bennett gets a hit, and he advances on the error by the left fielder Henry. And Davis County has another man in scoring position with 1 out. Trevor Slayton hit a bullet into left center field to score Bennett back in the first. That was Davis County's first run to tie the game. Hagan steps off, and he wants his catcher Smith to go through the signs again. And here's the first pitch to Slayton. It's a curveball on the outside corner. Good-looking pitch from Hagan, strike 1. So with that RBI, Slayton now has 7 on the season as he continues to make his way towards the team lead. The 1-0 is a fastball low and inside for ball 1. Norman popped out. Bennett singled and advanced to second on an error by the left fielder. And now here's Trevor Slayton. Hagan steps off, and Bennett scrambles back to second. Another 1-ball, 1-strike pitch to Slayton. low and outside, and now a snap throw back to second, but Bennett is back safely. 2 balls, 1 strike to Slayton. Slayton by far the most dangerous Davis County bat this season. That was a title that was easily held by Tharpe last year. That pitch is hit in the air, foul territory, first base side. Morrison gives it a look, but it gets out of play. We'll talk about how dangerous Tharpe's bat was last season, but given that Tharpe had to miss 8 games due to a disciplinary issue, although he, judging by his last at-bat, he may be getting back into the flow of things. And that will definitely make Mustang fans happier if Tharpe starts finding his rhythm at the plate. Curveball outside, and now the count is full. Hagen's allowed 1 walk so far. It was a leadoff walk to Bennett, who later came around to score in the first inning. Now the payoff pitch to Slayton. Chop to second. Deutsch stays down on it, throws to first, and he gets Slayton by a step and a half. Bennett advances to third, and so Cade Tharpe will bat with a runner at third and 2 outs. Tharpe hit his first homer of the season in his last at-bat, a 2-run blast over the fence in left center. First pitch to Tharpe is a fastball outside for ball 1. Actually, that was Tharpe's first extra base hit, 2 of the season. He had 2 hits coming into today's game, both of them singles. The 1-0 is high, 2 balls, no strikes. Hagen being very careful with Tharpe. A pitch well outside for ball 1, a pitch well inside for ball 2, and there's a fastball at the knees on the outside corner for strike 1. Two balls, 1 strike to count to Tharpe, and there's a foul tip at the plate, making the count 2-2. Tharpe was All-State second team in 2A. That's how good of a season he had last year. And now the break-even pitch is taken low, and the count is full. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the inning with a man at third. And Hagen gets set for the payoff pitch to Tharpe. Here it comes. Hit well, out to right center field. It drops for a base hit. Scoring is Bennett. Tharpe rounding first, headed to second. He has himself an RBI double. It is 5-1, Davis County. A homer and now a double for Cade Tharpe as he is starting to heat up with the bat. And here comes head coach Lonnie Smith, and that may spell the end for Evan Hagen. Lonnie Smith takes the ball from Hagen. We will have a new pitcher in the game for Clarke when we come back. Davis County now at 5-1. We'll tell you about the new Clarke pitcher when we come back on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Karsten. And I'm Callie. And we are the Neebs Girls. We would like to personally invite you to our parents' new store on the south side of the square in Bloomfield. Stop in and have them make you a custom shirt, hat, banner, sign, or even your school mascot. They stay open late on Thursdays until 7. We hope to see you soon. Neebs Graphics, making you stand out.
Neebs Graphics on the south side of the Bloomfield Square.
John at Collision Corner knows that when you get in an accident and need some work done on your vehicle, you want the process to go smooth and easy. That's why Collision Corner is your best choice. John is a preferred body shop, which means he can work directly with your insurance company. He will handle the claim from start to finish. Collision Corner knows you need your car back as soon as possible, and they will also pick it up and deliver it to you for free. When you have an accident, call John and his team at Collision Corner in Bloomfield, and don't forget to like them on Facebook.
You're watching live coverage of the Davis County Mustangs on the Atomo Radio Sports Network.
With 2 outs in the second inning, Clarke goes with another pitcher. It will be Zethan May, who will face Noah Zmolik to begin the second. Evan Hagan went an inning and 2/3, allowing 5 runs, 3 of them earned. So far, he is responsible for the runner at second, who is Cade Tharp. Cade Tharp with a monster game, by the way. He has a homer, a 2-run homer, and now an RBI double. So 3 RBI for Cade Tharp, as he looks like he is getting more and more comfortable as the season goes on. So Kindred, who was at third, goes to second. And Hagan is now at third. That is the changes for Clarke. Noah Zmolik will bat with a runner at second, 2 outs. Davis County with a 5-1 advantage over Clarke. May with a long look in the Smith. Now comes set. And Zmolik hits it right to May on the mound. And he flips to first, and that will do it. Zmolik hit that one hard, but May was able to corral it to end the inning. But Davis County does score another run on the RBI double by Cade Tharp. It's 5-1 Mustangs on the Atomo Radio Sports Network.
Take summer by storm on a new Polaris. Right now, the world's best-selling off-road lineup is priced to move. Get more done with a hardworking Ranger. Chase adventure on a legendary Sportsman. Or live wide open in a high-performance RZR. Rebates up to $2,000 are available now during the Polaris Summer Sales event.
Slayton Polaris. Stop in and see Tim or Dean today for a great deal on a new Polaris.
Hi, this is Chris Ledke, owner of Pulaski Lumber. I would like to personally invite you to see our updated inventory. We have a nice selection of tools, plumbing, flooring, tile, accessories, and as always, we can order in anything you might need. Josh is also available to offer you professional 3D drawings to design your new home, deck, or addition. We don't charge huge architect fees, but are confident you will be happy with our work. We look forward to meeting you at Pulaski Lumber, your start-to-finish lumberyard.
You're watching live coverage of the Davis County Mustangs on the Atomo Radio Sports Network.
The third inning is brought to you by Geotech. Call Jody for all your top quality black dirt, fill sand, and wash gravel needs. 5-1 is the Davis County advantage as we play in the top of the third. Clarke will send up May, Deutsch, and Hagan to face Caleb Wagler, who, after a rough go of it, not all of it his fault in inning number 1, he hit the first batter of the second inning, but after getting Henry to strike out looking, got Winship to bounce into the double play to get out of the frame. First pitch to May is a fastball low and outside for ball 1. May lined out softly to second his first time up. The 1-0 pitch is a check swing, but May went around. I think that was a strike called anyway. 1 ball, 1 strike. And now the 1-1. Fastball high and away for ball 2. 1 run, 2 hits, 2 errors for Clarke. 4 runs on 6 hits and 2 errors for Davis County. Next pitch is a fastball low and inside, 3 balls and 1 strike. Wagler has allowed a walk. He walked Smith to load the bases in the first, but he left him stranded by striking out Morrison. And now the 3-1. Fastball on the inside corner, good pitch, strike 2. Wagler seems a lot more calmer on the mound this year than he did last year. I think experience will do that, and that's chopped foul at the plate, and we'll do it again at 3-2. Wagler comes into this game with a 2-0 record over 19 2/3 innings. He has struck out 30, walked 12. His ERA is 0.36, and opponents are batting .092 against the junior left-hander, so he is having a superb year thus far. And now the 3-2 from Wagler is hit on the ground. Deep in the hole is short as Slayton. Guns at the first, and it is not in time as May is able to leg it out for an infield single. Good play by Slayton, but May hustling down the line, and he was able to beat out the throw by half a step. Leadoff man is aboard, and now Connor Deutsch will bat for the Indians. Deutsch scored the only run for the Indians back in the first. He swings and misses for strike 1. Deutsch reached on an error, and then Kindred was able to drive him in with an RBI single for the only Clarke run. Throw to first, and May gets back safely. Runner goes, pitch is swung on and missed. The throw to second is not in time, and May has himself a stolen base. No balls, 2 strikes on Deutsch. And now the next one to him is cut on and missed, and he struck out. 3 strikeouts now for Wagler, and that is the first out of this 3rd inning. Evan Hagan now bats. He singled his first time up. And he looks at a fastball outside for ball 1. So you just heard the numbers. Wagler has been very stingy versus hitters, and Clarke already has more hits than they did in their entire outing on Wednesday. There's a swing and a miss by Hagan, making the count 1-1. Not even a week ago, this past Wednesday, Wagler allowed just 1 hit. Fastball high and outside, 2-1. May singled, stole second, and he takes his lead from second. The 2-1 pitch from Wagler is swung on and missed. And the count is 2-2. Wagler struck out 9 when he faced the Indians in their previous game. Runner goes. The 2-2 pitch is cut on and missed. The throw to third is not nearly in time. Hagan strikes out swinging. 2 outs in the inning, and that stolen base was pretty much stolen off Wagler, but there are 2 outs. I said Hill with the throw behind the plate, but it's not Hill behind the plate, it's Cade Tharp. Apologize for that. Casey Kindred swings and misses at the first pitch for strike 1. Kindred has an RBI single. That's the only Clarke run. With another hit here, he can drive in the second Clarke run. The 0-1 gets past Tharp, but no advance by May. I told you before, it's a short backstop, so either the runner's going to have a good read, or it's going to have to have a good bounce off this fence here in the backstop. That one went right back to Tharp, and May wisely slammed on the brakes and stayed at third. Here's the 1-1 from Wagler. Curveball, a check swing, but Kindred was able to hold up. 2 balls, 1 strike. Kindred drove in his 7th run of the year in the first inning. The 2-1 pitch is fouled away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Clarke with a record of 4-11 on the season, 2-7 in the South Central Conference. They've lost 2 in a row, and they have dropped 3 of their last 4. First of 2 between Clarke and Davis County. Great to have you with us on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network. Next one to Kindred is fouled away, and we'll do it again at 2-2. Umpire's out of baseball, so he wants somebody to bring him out some. It's like somebody, anybody, give me a baseball. And here comes another 2-2 pitch to Kindred. Curveball is hit on the ground. Deep and short is Slayton, but it got past him into left field for a base hit. Another RBI single by Kindred makes it 5-2. A grounder with eyes drives in May. And Clarke gets a run back. Now here's Will Smith, the catcher. Wagler's first pitch is fouled away. Smith walked his first time up. That loaded the bases in the first inning, and really one of the turning points in the game was what Wagler was able to do after he walked Smith. The 0-1. Fastball outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Morrison was up, the bases were loaded, 2 outs. One more was already in the top of the first, and Wagler was able to strike out Morrison to end the threat. And right after that, Davis County was able to strike with 4 in the bottom of the first to take the lead. Throw to first, and Kindred is back safely. He has a pretty modest lead there at first base. And the next pitch is taken for a ball, making the count 2-1. The 2-1 pitch is a fastball high, 3 balls, 1 strike. So unlike the first game versus Clarke, a lot of 3-ball counts from Wagler thus far. Kindred looks at ball 4, and now runners are at first and second with 2 outs. A second walk allowed by Wagler, and that moves the line to Marshall Morrison. Courtesy runner coming in, that's Torres, who will run for Smith. And here comes head coach Todd White. Unofficial count of Wagler, I have him at 58 pitches on the night. Looks like he's just out to chat to White. He won't have the entire infield in on the mound. And while head coach Todd White is talking to Caleb Wagler, we'll let you know that Davis County Baseball is brought to you by Chris Lucky and the team at Pulaski Lumber, your start-to-finish lumber yard. And Brian and the staff at Keys Foods in Bloomfield stop in today for the best selection on fresh meat and produce, including smoked and barbecue meats. Don't forget to like them on Facebook. So just like the first inning, Marshall Morrison has men on base with 2 outs. First pitch is a fastball over but low for ball 1. Wagler struck out 4, walked 2, and he's allowed 4 hits thus far. The 1-0. Hit on the ground into left field for a base hit, rounding third but holding there is Kindred, and the bases are now loaded. Another ground ball single for Clarke as the bases juiced for Matthew Stickles, who has only seen one pitch so far today. And Wagler greeted him with a fastball into his calf. He does that again. That drives in a run. Here's the first pitch to Stickles. Fastball outside, ball one. So this is the second time in the game Clarke has loaded the bases. They stranded the bases loaded in the first inning, looking to avoid that here in the third. The 1-0. Fouled away, 1-1. Stickles batting .241 on the season, and he has 2 runs batted in. Wagler now into the windup and comes home with a 1-1, fouled away. So Wagler's a strike away from getting out of this jam with just the 1 run allowed. Davis County 5, Clarke 2. Bases loaded, 2 outs here in the top of the third. Wagler looking to wiggle out of another jam. Another 1-2 pitch. Fastball outside. Stickles takes for ball 2. Kindred had an RBI single. He leads from first. Torres, the courtesy runners at second with Morrison at first. Next pitch is in the dirt, good block by Tharp. And the count is full. So we will have the merry-go-round start. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 3-2 count, and the runners will go on the pitch. Payoff pitch from Wagler. Runners go, and it's hit to Slayton in deep short. It's into left field for a base hit. 2 runs will score, and now the throw from left gets away from the second baseman to Cry. Going to third is Morrison. Safe at second is Stickles. It is 5-4. A 2-run single by Stickles. And head coach Todd White comes out, and this may do it for Caleb Wagler. He will take the ball, and we will see another Davis County pitcher. So Wagler gets knocked out with 2 outs here in the third. We'll tell you about the new Davis County pitcher when we come back on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
The busy farming season is here, and Nutrient Ag Solutions in Bloomfield is the best place to go for all your seed and fertilizer needs. They're focused on one thing and one thing only, providing their customers with the best products and services to grow the best crops possible. Farmers call them today for liquid and dry fertilizers, starters, small seed, and corn and soybean seed. They also offer crop protection chemicals and custom applications. See why other area farmers are turning to Bob Lawson and the staff at Nutrient Ag Solutions in Bloomfield, where results in your field are always their first concern.
Hi, this is Kendall with Citizens Mutual. It's a busy time of the year, so we want you to save as much time as possible. Whether you need internet, TV, or phone service, we can handle all of them for you. We also have a great selection of TVs ranging from 32 to 65 inch, as well as appliances. Stop in today, and remember, Citizens Mutual is owned and operated by its customers. So when you walk in the door, we don't just treat you like a customer, we treat you like you're the boss, because you are. We're looking forward to seeing you at Citizens Mutual, just off the square in Bloomfield.
You're watching live coverage of the Davis County Mustangs on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Kay Tharp is the new pitcher for Davis County. He will come from behind the plate and pitch for the Mustangs. Caden Hill is no longer a DH as he is put on the catcher's gear. And that's the extent of the Davis County changes. Tharp is now on the mound, and Hill is behind the plate. 3 runs in the inning for Clarke, and they only trail Davis County now by the count of 5-4. Clarke led 1-0 after half an inning. Davis County scored 4 in the bottom of the first, another one in the second, but Clarke has gotten off the mat to score 3 here in the top of the third, and we have ourselves the making of what could be a slugfest in Game 1 of our doubleheader. Great to have you with us on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network. Ellis Kojo joined by Corey Finch, our producer. Davis County looking for their 4th straight win. And after taking an extra inning game from Clarke last week, Indians are looking to return the favor and make the Mustangs taste defeat here at the Davis County Fairgrounds. Tharp is ready, and Taylor Henry strides to the plate. Told you before how Henry is hitless this season. 0 for 24, and he struck out looking his first time up. Tharp's first pitch is a fastball taken for a strike. Tharp is, as I said, hasn't pitched much this season, but when he's come in, he's been the fireman. The 0-1, swing and a miss, and it's quickly 0-2. Tharp has a decent arm, too. Working quickly, and he's set the wind in the 0-2 pitch. He struck him out. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, Mr. Henry, and the inning is over. But Clarke does score 3 runs on 4 hits with an error and 2 men left. As we head to the bottom of the 3rd, it's Davis County 5, Clarke 4 on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Keys Foods in Bloomfield has been serving the Bloomfield area since 1969 with quality cut steaks, ripe seasonal produce, scrumptious bakery cakes and sweets, fresh dairy products, and of course, tasty smoked meats. We also have available hunting licenses, stamps, money orders, and gift cards too. Open till 9 p.m. every day. We pride ourselves in providing small town service in a big way while keeping up with trends and latest items across the country. Yes, Keys Foods is your hometown grocery store and so much more. Keys Foods, where we always take your groceries out to your car. Proud supporter of the Davis County Mustangs.
Are you installing a new septic system? The man to call is Jody at Geotech Sand and Stone. They have state-certified septic sand, as well as top-quality black dirt, fill sand, and washed gravel for landscaping. They also have large rocks to add to your landscaping. Geotech Sand and Stone has very competitive prices. Stop out and get a load, or have one of their contractors haul it for you. Call Jody today for more information at 799-1235. That's 799-1235. Geotech Sand and Stone, 3 miles west of Eldon on River Road. You're watching live coverage of the Davis County Mustangs on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Davis County with a 5-4 lead as we play in the bottom of the 3rd. Clay Collier, Caden Hill, and Draven DeCry will be due up for the Mustangs to face Zethan May, who came in with 2 outs in the 2nd. And got Smolik to ground out hard back to the mound to get out of the inning. Now he has his first clean inning of the day. And he'll start off facing Collier. Here's May with the first pitch, and that pitch is in the dirt for ball 1. So with May closing out inning number 2, the book is closed on the starter, Evan Hagan. He went an inning and 2/3, allowing 5 runs, 3 of them earned on 6 hits, walking 1 and striking out 1. And the 1-0 is outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Collier singled and later scored back in the 1st. And the 2-0 pitch is well outside for ball 3. So after getting out of the 2nd inning on just 1 pitch, May has to count of 3-0 on Collier, and that is low for ball 4, and it's a leadoff walk to Clay Collier. Walks are brought to you by Slayton Polaris. Don't walk from field to field. Call Tim and Dean for the best deal on Polaris Rangers and ATVs, and enjoy a smooth ride on a Polaris to get those chores done. Here's Caden Hill. He looks at a strike. Hill singled back in the 1st. He ended up getting stranded at 3rd. The 0-1 to Hill, over but low, ball 1. Book is close on the starter Caleb Wagler for Davis County too, by the way. He went 2 2/3, allowing 4 runs, 3 earned on 6 hits, walking 2 while striking out 4. Throw back to first, and oof. Collier didn't dive back, but he managed to get back safely anyway. And the 1-1 pitch to Caden Hill is taking in the dirt for ball 2. That momentarily got away from Smith, but Collier decided not to advance to second. Davis County has 6 hits that have fueled the 5 runs thus far. And now the 2-1. That's in the dirt, 3 balls and 1 strike. May walked Collier to lead off the inning. Now he's in danger of issuing another walk to Caden Hill. Collier takes a peek to first, kicks and deals. Runner goes. It's a ground ball foul to the third base side. So Davis County playing a little bit of hit and run with a 3-1 count. But now the count's full at 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes. Runner goes back to first as he is back safely. Collier is ahead of the throw of May. The payoff pitch is hit on the ground, and it's a base hit in the left field. Hill is 2 for 2, and the first 2 have reached for the Mustangs here in the bottom of the third. So now Draven DeCry is up. Courtesy runner coming in for Davis County. It will be Caden Glosser. Now Draven DeCry is up. Todd White, the head coach, had a couple of words to say to DeCry before his at bat. Let's see if he tries to lay down a bunt. Throw back to first, and just ahead of the tag was Collier. Beg your pardon, Glosser. Collier's at second. By the way, DeCry didn't square the bunt, so he didn't tip his hand. Here's the first pitch. He does square around the bunt. Bunts it up the third base line. That is a beauty of a bunt, and that is a base hit for DeCry to load the bases. What a bunt by DeCry. And now Davis County has something cooking. Bases loaded, nobody out for Logan Hale. Clarke brings their infield in. Figure this game's not going to stay 5-4 for long, but Clarke figuring they don't want to fall back any further than what they are. First pitch to Hale is on the outside corner for strike 1. Hale grounded out to short to end the Davis County first. The 0-1 is in the dirt. Hale holds up his left hand and tells Collier to hold his horses, stay at third. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hale has 3 runs batted in on the season. He can, with a well-hit ball here, he can double his total. The 1-1, fouled away. Davis County with a 5-4 lead. And they have the bases loaded here in the bottom of the third with nobody out. Ethan May has Hale in the hole at 1-2. And the pitch. Curveball. And Hale ducks out of the way for ball 2. May, right after he threw that pitch, broke towards the plate because he knew it was going to be a wild pitch, but good job by Smith getting a glove on it. And although he didn't catch it cleanly, it bounced near Hale, not nearly wild enough for Collier to score from third. Here comes the 2-ball, 2-strike pitch. Fastball outside, and now the count is full. Big pitch here. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Bases loaded with nobody out. And the next one to Hale. Ball 4 down low, and that will drive in a run. Hale with a bases loaded walk and an RBI. It is 6-4, Davis County. Coming in to score is Collier. And now Garl Norman looks to drive in his first run of the season. Here at the bases loaded and nobody out, the infield remains in. First pitch from May. Fastball outside. May kind of arched his back, wanted that pitch, but he didn't get it. May wants his catcher Smith to go through the signs again, and now the two will talk about it. A run in for Davis County. They lead at 6-4. And this has the potential to be a huge inning for the Mustangs. Bases loaded, nobody out, a run already in. 2 walks and 2 singles have led to the Davis County run. Norman popped out to short his first time up. And now he's going to look at a 1-0 pitch from May. Here it comes. Fastball on the inside corner for strike 1. Norman had to raise his hands to get out of the way, but the umpire says strike 1. And now the 1-1 pitch. Fastball inside, and Norman jackknifes out of the way, but that's ball 2. Two balls, 1 strike to Norman. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Two balls and 2 strikes to Norman. May with the next one. Fastball outside, and the count is full again. That was the case with Hale, and he took a bases loaded walk. And now the 3-2 pitch coming from May to Norman. Curveball well inside for ball 4, and that's another bases loaded walk. Hill comes in to score. Make that Glosser comes in to score to make it 7-4 Davis County. Back to the top of the order, and Owen Bennett. Bases remain loaded with nobody out. The Clarke infield remains in. First pitch to Bennett, swung on and missed. He took a healthy rip at that one, but came up empty. 0-1. Bennett walked and scored in the first, singled and scored in the second. The 0-1 in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Already 3 walks in the inning. And only 1 ball left the infield. There's a ground ball that went off the glove of the first baseman. He tags Norman for the first out, and the throw goes in the left center field. Hale comes in to score. So that is an RBI. Looks like that was an RBI fielder's choice for Bennett. 2 runs come in to score to make it 9-4 Davis County. That's a lot to unpack on that pitch. So it's fielder's choice RBI for Bennett. Hale scored on the error. Norman is all the way at third, and Slayton looks at strike one. So just a runner at third with one out. 4 runs in for Davis County as they have reclaimed the upper hand in this game. They are now up 9-4. The 0-1, fastball outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Slayton has an RBI double, a run scored, and he also grounded out to short. The 1-1 is a curveball that stays inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch is a swing and a miss by Slayton. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Home plate umpire talks to the field umpire about something. Looks like they're okay now. 2 balls, 2 strikes is the count. And now the pitch to Slayton. That brushed the back of his leg. That should be a dead ball, though, so they shouldn't count the run. Yeah, Norman has to go back to third. A hit by pitch for Slayton. And so now runners are at the corners with 1 out. And that brings up Kay Tharp, who has had himself a monster game already, and we're only in the 3rd inning. He hit a 2-run homer in the first, and then an RBI double in the second. So Tharp feeling good about things as he strides in for his 3rd at-bat. May's first pitch to Tharp with the runner going is taken for a ball. Throw to third is in time. They got Norman picked off at third for the 2nd out. So they disregarded Slayton going to second, and they threw to Norman, the lead runner, and they nailed him. 2 outs now in the inning. 1-0 is the count to Tharp. Beg your pardon, 1-1 is the count to Tharp. That's taken for a strike, and now the count is 0-2. That's what the umpire said. The count is no balls and 2 strikes. And now the 0-2 to Tharp. Hit on the ground on the right side, dribbling up the first base line, and May grabs it, shovels it to Morrison, and the inning is over. Davis County does push across 4 runs, however, and they have a 9-4 lead after 3 innings on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Attention Southern Iowa, do you need a better night's sleep? Maybe it's time to get a new mattress. Dixon's Mattress Outlet in Bloomfield has the most competitive prices on new mattresses in all different sizes. Darren sells camper mattresses, commercial bedding, rollaways, special order sizes, bed frames, and mattress protectors. Call Darren today and he'll meet you at the warehouse. Dixon's Mattress Outlet, 641-664-3060. That's 664-3060.
Sometimes life can get a little busy and plans can change. That doesn't mean you have to put your future on hold. With William Penn University's online and evening classes, you can further your education on your schedule. Choose online, in-classroom, or blended with locations in Oskaloosa and Johnston. Start your planning today at wmpenn.edu. Classes start throughout the year. Continue your education on your terms, on your turf. with William Penn University.
You're watching live coverage of the Davis County Mustangs on the Atomo Radio Sports Network.
Davis County, with 4 runs in the bottom of the third, now has a 9-4 lead over Clarke. As this slugfest continues, we're only in the top of the 4th. Kate Tharp, who got the last out in inning number 3, will face the top of the Clarke order, starting with Peyton Winship. Tharp's first pitch is a curveball taken high for ball 1. Winship is 0 for 2. Tried to bump back to the pitcher, but was thrown out, and then grounded into the 6-4-3 double play to end the second. The 1-0 hit on a line and on a couple of hops goes into center field for a base hit. So Winship with a leadoff single. Good start for Clarke. And that will bring up Zethan May. 4th inning is brought to you by Wells Hometown Drug. Stop in and see Milo and his team today. Don't forget they offer free delivery to Bloomfield and the surrounding areas. Zethan May is 1 for 2 with a run scored. And a throw back to first, and Winship is back safely. May also has 2 stolen bases in today's game. That brings his season total to 13. And there's the first pitch to him. Runner goes. Pitch is taken for a strike, and there will be no throw to second as Hill couldn't catch that one cleanly, so give Winship a stolen base. He is stacking up the swipe bags as well. That is stolen base number 22 for the Clarke center fielder. Now the 0-1. Bunted back to the mound. Tharp straightens, throws the first, 1 out. Sacrifice is good, 1-3. And Winship takes third on the play. So Tharp pitching with a man on third and 1 out. First pitch is fouled off at the plate. That got a piece of Hill. Looks like they got the inside of his right thigh. And the home plate umpire will walk out to the mound a bit to give Hill a moment. And actually, head coach Todd White wants to come out to check out his catcher. That was a wicked foul ball. And the inside of his thigh, there's no padding there. Hill trying to just shake his legs and get some feeling back in his right leg. He'll have a bruise to remember, that's for sure. But he'll stay in the game. Can't imagine how painful it is to have the ball hit you there and then you have to go back into your crouch. So he's back in his crouch, and here he'll receive the 0-1 pitch from Tharp. That's popped up behind us and out of play. Actually, I hit the top of the press box here. No balls and 2 strikes. Runner at third, 1 out. Tharp could really use a strikeout here. And the pitch. Curveball, strike 3 called. 2 outs. Strikeouts are brought to you by Keys Foods. Don't strike out when it comes to supper. Come and see Brian and the staff at Keys Foods for some awesome smoked and barbecue meats. The whole family will love it. Don't forget to follow them on Facebook. Evan Hagan will bat with a man on third with 2 outs. And the first pitch is a foul tip into the glove of Hill for strike 1. Hagan singled in the first and struck out swinging in the third. The 0-1, swing and a miss. No balls, 2 strikes. So with a runner on third and 2 outs, Tharp goes back into his windup. And now the next one with the runner bluff on going, and it's a swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Tharp, and the inning is over. No runs, a hit, no errors, and a man left. We go to the bottom of the fourth. 9-4 Davis County on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Take summer by storm on a new Polaris. Right now, the world's best-selling off-road lineup is priced to move. Get more done with a hardworking Ranger. Chase adventure on a legendary Sportsman. Or live wide open in a high-performance RZR. Rebates up to $2,000 are available now during the Polaris Summer Sales Event.
Slayton Polaris. Stop in and see Tim or Dean today for a great deal on a new Polaris.
Hi, this is Chris Ledke, owner of Pulaski Lumber. I would like to personally invite you to see our updated inventory. We have a nice selection of tools, plumbing, flooring, tile, accessories, and as always, we can order in anything you might need. Josh is also available to offer you professional 3D drawings to design your new home, deck, or addition. We don't charge huge architect fees, but are confident you will be happy with our work. We look forward to meeting you at Pulaski Lumber, your start-to-finish lumberyard.
You're watching live coverage of the Davis County Mustangs on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
And welcome back to Bloomfield. Davis County with a 9-4 lead. First of two being played here at the Davis County Fairgrounds, and the Mustangs, after falling behind 1-0, scored 4 in the first, 2, make that 1 in the second, and now 4 in the third. And as we go to the bottom of the fourth, they have a 9-4 lead over Clarke. 4, 5, 6 hitters due up for the Mustangs. That's Noah Smolik, Clay Collier, and Caden Hill. And we'll see how Caden Hill's doing after taking that foul ball off his right thigh. Smolik is 0 for 2 so far, and he looks at ball 1. He struck out swinging in the first, and then hit a one-hop shot back to the pitcher, but a good play by May. And he had plenty of time to throw out Smolik at first. 1-0 is outside, ball 2. Two balls and no strikes to Smolik, and the pitch fouled away. Davis County scored every inning. They have 9 runs on 8 hits. And they've only left 3 men on base, so they've taken advantage of all the opportunities they've been given. That's a strike. And so it was a fastball over the middle at the knees, evening the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Timeout called, and here comes the coach for Clarke. I have May at 37 pitches. Is that going to do it for May, or will he continue? Davis County Baseball is brought to you by Ray's Rapid Lube and Car Wash. Quality oil changes and touch-free car washes. Ray's Rapid Lube and Car Wash on the corner of Vine and Madison in Ottumwa. And Sherry, Lisa, and Lori at Northside Insurance in Bloomfield. Quote the claim, they take care of you. Two balls, 2 strikes on Noah Smolik, leading off the bottom of the fourth. Davis County 9, Clarke 4. This will be the final 2 games between these 2 teams this season. The 1 and the 2-2. That's fouled away. Last year, Davis County went 1-2 versus Clarke. Mustangs winning the first game here in Bloomfield, and they dropped a pair of 1-run games in Osceola in that doubleheader, 4-3 and then 5-4. The 2-2 to Smolik, chopped foul to the third base side, and we'll do it again. So Smolik battling a bit. He will see pitch number 7 from May coming up shortly. Taylor Henry's in left field with Peyton Winship is in center. Matthew Stickles is in right for Clarke. And that pitch is cut on and missed, and Smolik strikes out to lead off the bottom of the fourth. It's the first strikeout for May. And here's Clay Collier. May with a long look into Smith. Collier calls time, but it's not granted, and the first pitch is taken high for a ball. That's the thing. You can call time, you could hold up your hand, but the umpire does not have to grant you time, and he did not in that instant. But fortunately for Collier, it was taken high for a ball. That is laced out to left field into the corner, rolling past to left fielder Henry. Collier rounding first, headed to second, and he is in standing with a one-out double. That brings up Caden Hill, and we'll see how he's doing after taking a foul ball off his right thigh. They had to call a timeout for a moment to check him out, but he seems to be fine as he crouches in the the right-hander's box, and he takes ball one. Hill so far is 2 for 2. Single in the first, and also has singled in the second, and his courtesy runner Glosser ended up scoring. That pitch is in the dirt, bounces to Smith, and taking third on the play on an alert base running play is Collier. Now with the runner at third and one out, any ball hit to the middle of the infield will drive in the 10th Davis County run as Clarke keeps their infield back. The 2-0, hit on the ground just wide of the first base bag, foul. Davis County now with 9 hits on the night to match their 9 runs. The 2-1 from May is cut on and missed. The snap throw to third, and they have Collier bound up between second, made that third and home, and he gets tagged out by the catcher, Smith, for out number 2. That is the second base runner that got picked off third in this game. Last inning, Norman got cut down after Slayton stole second. Norman strayed a bit too far from third, and he ended up getting thrown out. So this usually is the time where, since nobody's on base, Hill's going to hit a base hit just to show us what would have been. Instead, he looks at strike 3, and the inning is over. Nothing across for Davis County. We head to the top of the 5th. Mustangs 10 makes it Mustangs 9, Indians 4 on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
The busy farming season is here, and Nutrient Ag Solutions in Bloomfield is the best place to go for all your seed and fertilizer needs. They're focused on one thing and one thing only, providing their customers with the best products and services to grow the best crops possible. Farmers call them today for liquid and dry fertilizers, starters, small seed, and corn and soybean seed. They also offer crop protection chemicals and custom applications. See why other area farmers are turning to Bob Lawson and the staff at Nutrient Ag Solutions in Bloomfield, where results in your field are always their first concern.
Hi, this is Kendall with Citizens Mutual. It's a busy time of the year, so we want you to save as much time as possible. Whether you need internet, TV, or phone service, we can handle all of them for you. We also have a great selection of TVs ranging from 32 to 65 inch, as well as appliances. Stop in today, and remember, Citizens Mutual is owned and operated by its customers. So when you walk in the door, we don't just treat you like a customer, we treat you like you're the boss, because you are. We're looking forward to seeing you at Citizens Mutual, just off the square in Bloomfield.
You're watching live coverage of the Davis County Mustangs on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Davis County leads at 9-4 as we play in the top of the 5th, and after we had ourselves a slugfest in the first 3 innings, things have settled down. Both teams going scoreless in inning number 4. Kate Tharp has really settled things down on the mound for the Mustangs. He came in with runners at second and third with 2 outs. He relieved Wagler, got Taylor Henry to strike out looking, and then after allowing a leadoff single to start off the 4th inning, he set down the next three Clarke Indians to get out of the frame. Now he'll face the 5, 6, 7 hitters from the Indians. And Casey Kindred pops the first pitch up foul behind us and out of play. Kindred can't complain about his day so far. 2 for 2, 2 RBI with a run scored. So one thing about this Clarke team, they can swing the bats. They have 6 hits so far, make that 7. And he looks at a strike. Wow, that was a nice breaking ball that Kindred gave up on, but now the count is 0-2. And now the 0-2 pitch is swung on and missed, and that is out number 1. Will Smith, although he hasn't had a hit, hasn't made an out, he's been a part of a lot of the action in this game. He walked to load the bases in the first inning, and he walked in the third. That pitch is to the backstop for ball 1. He gave way to the courtesy runner Torres, who came around to score on the RBI single by Matthew Stickles. The 1-0 hit the other way and foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. But Smith really making his presence felt with his defense behind the plate. Cutting down 2 Davis County base runners at third base. That's really what kept the margin workable at 9-4. Curveball, strike 3 called, and once again, beg your pardon, strike 2. Got ahead of myself. K. Tharp with another beautiful curveball to Smith, and the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. That curveball is upstairs, evening the count at 2-2. In case you haven't heard, the district pairings came out last night for Class 2A. First, the 2-2 pitch. Hit high and deep to left field. Going back is Collier, and that one is gone. Will Smith with his first homer of the year to make it 9-5. No doubt about that one. Smith hammered it. And he's pretty enthusiastic as he crossed home plate. So the Davis County lead is down to 4. Or as old Dusty Baker would say, Clarke is in slam range. And now the first pitch to Morrison is over but low for ball 1. So the district pairings, like I told you, they were assigned for Class 2A last night, and we'll give it to you after this pitch. The 1-0 is laced out to right field. Coming in is a Bennett, but a diving DeCry could not get it. A diving attempt by DeCry in short right field, but he came up short, and it is a single for Morrison. So with a runner at first, 1 out, a run already in, Matthew Stickles, who had a 2-run single his last time up, comes up. Now a courtesy runner comes in make that a pinch runner for Morrison. And I believe the player was wearing number 11, but we don't have a number 11 on our roster. Nevertheless, Stickles bats. Ryan Phillips is the better. And that pitch is taken for a strike. So Phillips is a pinch runner for Morrison. He takes his lead from first. Tharp takes his peek over there. And now the 0-1. Hit on the ground to third. Pass, Smolik, and into left field. And it looks like Phillips will stay at second, and he is being admonished by his head coach, Lonnie Smith. Smith wanted him at third after that ball got deflected by Smolik into foul territory. but Phillips didn't pick up his coach, and he'll have to stay at second on the, we'll call that the single by Stickles. Looks like we'll have a pinch hitter for Taylor Henry coming in. And it's KJ Fry, the 8th grader. So big spot for the 8th grader, as he'll face the senior Tharp. How about this? This is only his second at-bat of the season. Clarke trailing 9-5. Runners at first and second, 1 out. Here in the top of the 5th. Go get him, kid. First pitch by Tharp is fouled away. Nice inside out swing by KJ. Got some encouragement from his teammates in the first base dugout. But that is strike 1. But if you go by the old adage in baseball, anyone with the bat is dangerous. Tharp cannot underestimate Fry at the plate. The 0-1. Fouled away at the plate, 0-2. Tharp so far in his appearance has 4 strikeouts. But he has KJ Fry in the hole at 0-2. And now the pitch. He struck him out. Fry goes down looking for out number 2. Back to the top of the order, and Peyton Winship, who is 1 for 3 with a stolen base. Runs at first and second, 2 outs. Winship looks at ball 1. Actually, that bounces past Hill, and the runners will advance to second and third on the wild pitch. A hit here can make things very interesting. The 1-0. Check swing. Strike called anyway on the inside corner for strike 1. One ball, 1 strike. And Winship check swings. And they'll say he checked his swing. 2 balls, 1 strike. The wind and the 2-1. Popped up. That will get out of play. So Tharp is a strike away from getting out of the inning. 1 run in on the Will Smith solo homer. It's 9-5. Tharp looking to keep the runner stranded at second and third. The 2-2 pitch. It's grounded, but towards the third base dugout, foul. You wonder how much further Tharp will go. He being primarily a relief pitcher. He's at 32 pitches. Can't imagine he's tailored to go beyond 40. The 2-2. Hit back to Tharp at the mound. He straightens up, fires the first, and that will do it. So Davis County gets out of the inning with just a 1 run allowed on this Will Smith solo homer. We head to the bottom of the 5th. It's 9-5 Davis County on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Whether you are a player, cheerleader, or coach, your friends at Petrita Orthodontics are cheering for you. We are proud of the students in our area and are happy to support them in their school activities. We want to see you smile on and off the field. If you or your child are in need of orthodontic care, call us for a free, no-obligation appointment. We have many different options available to help your child's bite and smile. Call us today at Petrita Orthodontics in Ottumwa and Oskaloosa. We look forward to making you smile.
Hi, I'm Karsten. And I'm Callie. And we are the Neeps Girls. We would like to personally invite you to our parents' new store on the south side of the square in Bloomfield. Stop in and have them make you a custom shirt, hat, banner, sign, or even your school mascot. They stay open late on Thursdays until 7. We hope to see you soon. Neebs Graphics, making you stand out.
Neebs Graphics on the south side of the Bloomfield Square. You're watching live coverage of the Davis County Mustangs on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Davis County leads at 9-5 on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network. Great to have you with us, Ellis Kojo, along with our producer, Corey Finch, who made a legendary bathroom run, by the way. Got me on, made it down to the bathroom, and got back before there's even out recorded. So, an impressive speed shown by our producer, Corey Finch. 7, 8, 9 hitters due up for the Mustangs, starting off with Draven DeCry. He laid down a beauty of a bunt in the third inning to load the bases. He later came around to score. First pitch is taken outside for ball 1. Zethan May, after allowing those 4 runs in the third, settled down and put up a 0 in the fourth. And the 1-0 pitch is taken outside for ball 2. DeCry 1 for 2 with the run scored. He also grounded out to third. Now to 2-0. Strike at the knees. 2 balls and 1 strike. The 2-1 pitch slapped right up back up the middle, and that is a leadoff single for Draven DeCry. That was a tomahawk type of swing from DeCry, and that's his second hit here in game 1. Keep in mind, we have another game coming up in this doubleheader. Right after this one, they'll manicure the field. Players will get a chance to get something to eat and drink, and then they'll be right back at it for the nightcap right here in Bloomfield. But we still have things here to settle in game 1. DeCry dives back safely as May throws to first. May came in with 2 outs in the second. So far he has pitched 2 in the third. And head coach Lonnie Smith is looking for him to eat up a few more innings. First pitch to Hale is off speed and taken for strike 1 on the outside corner. Looked like Hale was looking for something, was looking for a fastball, and then something soft came out of May's hand and froze him. The 0-1. Fastball over his head. DeCry breaks for second. Smith throws to second, but DeCry is in safely. So a wild pitch, and DeCry advances to second. Hale grounded out in the first, and then drew a bases-loaded walk in the third for an RBI. The 1-1 hit the other way and foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That bases-loaded walk that Hale drew turned out to be his 4th RBI of the season. Now he's looking for his first hit of the night. But he'll have to have a battle being down 1-2. The pitch, outside. Just realized I didn't get to you the district pairings for a 2-way like I promised in the last inning. A lot of action happened in the meantime, so you'll have to forgive me. Promise I'll give it to you after this pitch. Unless something crazy happens, like Hale getting hit by a pitch. So Hale takes one on the backside. He'll hit the first. And now runners are at first and second with nobody out. And that'll bring up Garl Norman. So the district pairings for Davis County, without further ado. It'll be Albia, Central Lee, Sheridan, Eddyville, Blakesburg, Fremont, and Van Buren. A lot of familiar teams will be in Davis County's district. Here's first pitch to Norman, squaring the bunt, takes a ball, snap throw to second, but back safely is DeCry. As far as how teams are doing, Central Lee's off to a 9-1 start, so they may be the first seed. Van Buren is 7-5. They have the same record as Davis County. Eddyville, Blakesburg, Fremont is a couple of games above 500, just like the Mustangs. So things not really settled as far as the district is concerned in District 8. That throw to second gets into center field. DeCry breaks for third, and he's in there safely. An alert base running by Hale, taking second as well. So E1, DeCry takes third, Hale takes second. Still nobody out, now with runners at second and third. And Norman just needs to get a ball in play, and he should have himself an RBI. Norman did get his first RBI of the season with a bases-loaded walk back in the third. And now the 1-0. Fastball outside, ball 2. As for the rest of the district, Halbia is off to a rough start, as is Sheridan. So you figure 2 out of Central Lee, Davis County, EBF, and Van Buren will be the top 2 seeds. And, of course, the top 2 seeds get a bye in the first round. Hit in the air, right field. That should be deep enough to drive into DeCry. Stickles makes the catch. DeCry tags from third. Nice throw from Stickles to home, but DeCry scores standing up to make it 10-5 Mustangs. So Gar Norman drives in a run with the sacrifice fly, his second RBI of the game. Hale takes third on the play, 1 out in the inning, and we'll go back to the top of the order and Owen Bennett. Bennett is 1 for 2 with a walk, a run scored, and an RBI, and he takes strike 1. Too bad that Davis County couldn't get a gauge on Central Lee and what they look like this year, as earlier this year they were supposed to see Central Lee, but that game got rained out, and there's an RBI single by Bennett, driving in Hale to make it 11-5 Mustangs. That's Bennett's second RBI of the night. And now here's Trevor Slayton, who has a double, an RBI, a run scored. He also has a stolen base. He's 1 for 2. Bennett dives back safely ahead of the tag at first. 2 runs in. Mustangs now lead at 11-5 here in the bottom of the 5th. First pitch to Slayton, fastball outside, ball 1. Davis County had a chance to match up with another opponent, Van Buren, in the Davis County Classic in the first week of the season. But, of course, like most of the other games the first 2 weeks of the season, that game got rained out. The 1-0 in the dirt. That gets away from Smith, and Bennett takes second. It took Bennett a while to realize that Smith did not locate the ball, but he finally saw that Smith didn't have the ball, and he takes second on the play. Now Slayton can drive in his second run with a hit here. Decent speed at first, with just 1 out in the inning. Deep speed at second, I should say. And Slayton hits it the other way to right field. Stickles makes the catch. Bennett tags from second to take third. And there are 2 outs. And that brings up the dangerous Cade Tharp, who all he's done today. He had a 2-run homer in the first, and then had an RBI double in the second. Then he proved he was human by grounding back to the pitcher in the third. Tharp looks at a fastball a little bit outside for ball 1. And now the 1-0 is cut on and missed. Tharp had designs of parking that one, but he came up empty. And now the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Told you about Tharp's junior season last year. He batted .427 for the season. He had 8 homers and 34 runs knocked in. That pitch hits him in the backside, and he takes the base. Just to wrap up Tharp's monster 2018 season, he also slugged .781. and he had an on-base percentage of .521. So his OPS, his on-base plus slugging, was over 1,200. Just to give you a scope, 900 is pretty good. 1,000 is really good. You get to 1,200, you're entering ridiculous territory. And Tharp gives way to a courtesy runner. That is number 17, who I don't have on my sheet. Actually, that is Isaac Kramer, the courtesy runner. So Noah Smolik will come up to bat with runners at the corners and 2 outs. 2 runs already in. Davis County has 11-5 lead over Clarke. And the first pitch to Smolik is lined up the middle, but on the hop, it goes to the shortstop, Deutsch, who steps on the second for the out, and the inning is over. But Davis County does push across 2 more runs on a couple of hits, 1 error and 1 man left. And as we head to the top of the 6th, Mustangs lead at 11-5 on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
John at Collision Corner knows that when you get in an accident and need some work done on your vehicle, you want the process to go smooth and easy. That's why Collision Corner is your best choice. John is a preferred body shop, which means he can work directly with your insurance company. He will handle the claim from start to finish. Collision Corner knows you need your car back as soon as possible, and they will also pick it up and deliver it to you for free. When you have an accident, call John and his team at Collision Corner in Bloomfield. And don't forget to like them on Facebook.
Keith's Foods in Bloomfield has been serving the Bloomfield area since 1969 with quality cut steaks, ripe seasonal produce, scrumptious bakery cakes and sweets, fresh dairy products, and of course, tasty smoked meats. We also have available hunting licenses, stamps, money orders, and gift cards too. Open till 9 p.m. every day. We pride ourselves in providing small town service in a big way while keeping up with trends and latest items across the country. Yes, Keith's Foods is your hometown grocery store and so much more. Keith's Foods, where we always take your groceries out to your car. Proud supporter of the Davis County Mustangs.
You're watching live coverage of the Davis County Mustangs on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Davis County 11, Clarke 5 as we head to the top of the 6th. Great to have you with us on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network. Ellis Kojo joined by Corey Finch, our producer. Game 1 of our doubleheader. And Kate Tharp heads back to the mound to start the top of the 6th. Two, 3, 4 hitters due up for Clarke, starting off with Zethan May, who is 1 for 2. First pitch to May is a fastball, low and inside for ball 1. May's most eventful inning, as far as being on a base pass, happened in the 3rd inning, the 1-0. He takes a strike. May reached on a single, stole 2nd and 3rd, and then came home on an RBI single by Casey Kindred. That was part of a 3-run Clarke inning that cut a 5-1 Davis County lead to 5-4 as that pitch is fouled away. But since then, Davis County immediately took control with 4 runs in the bottom of the 3rd to make it 9-4. Clarke managed to run in the top of the 5th thanks to a home run by Will Smith, and that pitch is swung on and missed. That gets out of play behind the backstop, so they will give Zethan May first base. So it'll be a strikeout and a wild pitch, and May is safe at first. I've never seen a pitch go bounce over the fence and out of play. I have never seen that here. I think the umpires are discussing whether or not you should give May that extra base. But it looks like it'll just be the 1 base and that's it. Connor Deutsch is up with a runner at first and nobody out. And the pitch is slap foul the other way for strike one. Deutsch is 0 for 3. He reached on an error and scored in the first. And then he struck out swinging in the third and then looking in the fourth. With that strikeout, Tharp now has 6 in his appearance. He has really settled things down after an eventful first 3 innings. Tharp shakes his head a couple of times to Hill. Now nods, takes a look at first, and comes home with the 0-1. Runner goes, pitch is swung on and missed. Throw by Hill to second is not in time. And Zetha May has his 3rd stolen base of the game. No balls, 2 strikes. Connor Deutsch looking to avoid striking out for the 3rd time. Fastball inside. I almost got a good piece of Deutsch. He was able to jerk back at the last minute to avoid being hit. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And now the 1-2. Hit on the ground is short. Slayton bobbles it, and there will be no play. Everybody is safe. And that will be an E6. And they took another base. Nobody called time, and Deutsch was able to take second on the play. Just a mental lapse by the Mustangs. And now Evan Hagan bats with the runners at second and third, and nobody out. First pitch is a high fastball that is swung through by Hagan, make that 0-1. Hagan's also struck out twice today. He also singled in the first. The 0-1 is swung on and missed, making it quickly 0-2. Tharp seems angry on the mound right now. And now the 0-2 pitch, chop foul. Next pitch for Tharp will be pitch number 45. And he comes home with the 0-2. Hit high and foul to the third base side and out of play. That sounded like they hit somebody's car. Just have to cross my fingers and hope that didn't hit the company van. I think that van is worth more than my life. 0-2 to count to Hagan, and he swings and misses. They'll have to throw to second. It's in time for the out. And Hagan goes down swinging for strike 3. So now here's Casey Kindred. He has a pair of RBI singles as well as a run scored. Runners at second and third with 1 out. Davis County playing their infield back, willing to sacrifice an out for a run. That's popped up. That's foul, heading back towards the parking lot, and that one missed the van by about 5 feet. They're testing my heart here. The 0-1, strike on the inside corner, 0-2. Seeing foul balls and seeing Clarke reminds me of, well, I told this back in Osceola, but I'll say it again as that pitch is fouled away. In Osceola, the baseball field is right by the high school, and the parking is right behind the baseball field. I'm talking about a good 20, 30 feet from the backstop. So there's plenty of chances for vehicles to get hit by foul balls. And one time last year, when I was parked right behind home plate because I guess I didn't feel like walking, there's a player that did hit a foul ball, and some unknown superhero, this unknown man, made a diving stop a la Ozzie Smith to just block the ball and prevent it being hit from that wayward foul ball, saving me a scuff in the story. There's a foul ball. Count stays at 0-2. So, the moral of the story is not all superheroes wear capes, and it doesn't take much to be a hero in other people's eyes. And I still don't know what that guy's name is, but every now and then I like to thank that mystery gentleman from saving the company van. The 0-2. Oh, that's hit well. Out to left. Back is Collier. He makes the catch. Tagging at third and scoring is May to make it 11-6, but that could have been a whole lot worse, as that looked like that was trouble off the bat. Kindred drives in his third run with a sacrifice fly. 2 outs in the inning. Deutsch stayed at second, by the way. And now here's Will Smith, who all he did last time he was up was homer off the pitcher on the mound, Cade Tharp. Runner goes to third. Pitch is taken for a strike, but the throw to third is not in time. And Deutsch has himself a stolen base. Don't understand that play. Stealing with 2 outs and a man who already homered at the plate. You get thrown out there, you take the bat out of his hands. But Deutsch got the stolen base, and now it's 0-1. And the pitch. Fastball inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Clarke 4-11 on the season, 2-7 in the South Central Conference. They've lost 2 in a row and 3 of 4. The 1-1 is a curveball that stayed inside, and actually Smith spun out of the way, and if it would have hit him in the shoulder. 2 balls and 1 strike. And the next one is Smith. Hit high and deep, left center field. He got under this one, however. It stays in the park, and Collier squeezes it. So Will Smith almost got home run number 2, but instead the inning is over. Clarke does get 1, however, and as we head to the bottom of the 6th, it's Davis County 11, Clarke 6 on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Take summer by storm on a new Polaris. Right now, the world's best-selling off-road lineup is priced to move. Get more done with a hardworking Ranger. Chase adventure on a legendary Sportsman. Or live wide open in a high-performance RZR. Rebates up to $2,000 are available now during the Polaris Summer Sales Event.
Slayton Polaris. Stop in and see Tim or Dean today for a great deal on a new Polaris.
Hi, this is Chris Ledke, owner of Pulaski Lumber. I would like to personally invite you to see our updated inventory. We have a nice selection of tools, plumbing, flooring, tile, accessories, and as always, we can order in anything you might need. Josh is also available to offer you professional 3D drawings to design your new home, deck, or addition. We don't charge huge architect fees, but are confident you will be happy with our work. We look forward to meeting you at Pulaski Lumber, your start-to-finish lumberyard.
You're watching live coverage of the Davis County Mustangs on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
11-6 is our score. Davis County out in front as we play in the bottom of the 6th, game 1 of our doubleheader on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network. After this game, we'll have a break, and then we'll start game 2 from here at the Davis County Fairgrounds. Clarke led this game 1-0, but thanks to a 4-run assault, Davis County took the lead, and they have not looked back. Clarke made it interesting by making it 5-4 after 2.5, but then Davis County took control back with 4 more in the bottom of the 3rd. They led 9-4, and they've led by at least 5 runs ever since. Clay Collier, Caden Hill, and Draven DeCry are a duo for the Mustangs. Just looking for a bit of insurance before we head to the 7th and final inning. Zethan May winds, and the first pitch is grounded off the bag and fair. Down the third base line, Collier rounding first, headed to second, and he will be standing up with a leadoff double. That's a second double for Collier tonight. One thing that's been lacking in Davis County's offense has been extra base hits. But so far in game one of this doubleheader, that's the 5th extra base hit. You have Slayton who doubled, you have Tharp who homered and doubled, and now Collier has 2 doubles to his name. Hill takes a fastball for ball 1. Kane Hill's 2 for 3. And he looks to continue swinging the hot bat. The 1-0, fastball low, 2 balls, no strikes. Hill took a foul ball off his right thigh earlier, but he's showing no ill effects of that. Here as we get to the late stages of game 1, as he fouled that one back. Be interesting to see who will be tabbed to catch game 2. Will it be Hill or will it be Tharp? And out of 2-1. Fastball's taken for a strike on the outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes. We have athletic director Ken Anderson up here, and he's paying attention to Caden Hill with particular attention. That's his potential quarterback next year that he's staring out there. The 2-2 pitch is hit on the ground to third. Hagan charges, but he can't come up with it, but it will be a tag out as Collier tried to take third on the play, and he gets tagged out for out number 1. A base running mistake by Collier, and what should have been an infield hit turns into a fielder's choice for Caden Hill, and 1 out. So count that as a third base running mistake by the Mustangs. They've had 2 runners cut down at third, and now Collier got hung up between second and third, and Caden Glusser now will take the place of Hill as the courtesy runner. So will look like a promising inning after the leadoff double. Now is a runner at first with 1 out for Draven DeCry, who hit a rope into center field for a base hit his last time up. First pitch is a fastball taken high for ball 1. DeCry's 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored in this game. And now the 1-0. Fouled at the plate, 1 ball, 1 strike. Gloucester taking a decent lead at first. He does have a stolen base in this game. And next pitch to DeCry is fouled back, making the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Waiting on deck is Logan Hale. He hasn't had a hit, but he's had himself an adventure on the base paths. Runner at first, 1 out, and a pitch in the dirt. I think head coach Lonnie Smith pretty much told Zethan May, we need as many arms as we can get for game 2. You're going to have to gut this one out and get us as many innings as you can. And May is 2 outs away from getting Clarke out of the 6th. The 2-2 pitch, hit well, left field corner, but foul, just foul. Maybe 2 or 3 feet to the left of the left field line. So DeCry missed extra bases by just an eyelash. And the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2 pitch is a fastball taking for a ball. Snap throw to the first, but back safely is Gloucester. Count full to DeCry, 3 balls, 2 strikes. And now the payoff pitch to Draven. Runner goes, pitch is tomahawked foul. And the count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. Cry getting set for another payoff pitch. Instead, he steps out. Looks like we'll have ourselves a decent enough day here today as well. Mother Nature has truly cooperated with us after a rough first 2 weeks of the season. Gloucester almost got picked off first, but he's back safely. So some mind games being played between May and Gloucester. And now here comes a 3-2 pitch to DeCry. And he grounds that one foul. Good battle by Draven DeCry, staying alive. Fouling off a couple of pitches, and the count remains full at 3-2. May takes a peek at first. The payoff pitch, runner goes, and the pitch is grounded into left field for a base hit. Rounding second, heading to third is Gloucester, and that is your textbook hit and run, boys and girls. Gloucester was going on the pitch. DeCry grounds it into left field, right where Deutsch was occupying his shortstop position, but he went to cover second, left that spot vacant, and DeCry took advantage with his 3rd hit of the day. Now Logan Hale's the batter. He takes a look at head coach Todd White. You figured DeCry will be headed to second, at least to try to stay out of the double play. May was thinking that, and he throws to first, and DeCry slides back safely. There has been some dirty uniforms here in Game 1, DeCry being one of them. DeCry stays put. It's grounded to the third, but it's past Hagan, who can't come up with it. Coming in to score is Gloucester to make it 12-6. And DeCry stops at second. That is E5 on the play. And now Garl Norman comes up to bat, and he has a chance to grab himself another RBI. Norman came into this game. This is the 13th game for Davis County. He did not have an RBI, but he has 2 so far here in Game 1 of this doubleheader. Throw back to first, and Hale gets dirty as he dives back safely. There are a lot of adjectives to try to describe that dive. One of them will not be graceful. Back to first. Swing and a miss by Norman. Strike 1. The 0-1 to Norman. Swing and a miss. Norman popped out to short in the second, drew a bases-loaded walk in the third, and then hit a sacrifice fly in the fifth. So he's 0 for 1 with 2 RBI. The pitch. Strike 3 called on the outside corner, and Garl Norman is out number 2. Back to the top of the order, and Owen Bennett. He's starting to come around with the bat. He's 2 for 3 with a walk, 2 RBI, and 2 runs scored. And the first pitch to Bennett is a fastball taken on the outside corner for strike 1. Runners at first and second, 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th. Mustangs lead it 12-6. And the 0-1. Strike two. No balls, 2 strikes to Owen Bennett. And May looking to get his 3rd strikeout of the night. Hit on the ground, and it is gobbled up by the second baseman Kindred. He throws out Bennett, and the inning is over. Davis County does score a run on 2 hits. 1 error with a man left. And as we head to the top of the 7th, Davis County leads it 12-6 on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
The busy farming season is here, and Nutrient Ag Solutions in Bloomfield is the best place to go for all your seed and fertilizer needs. They're focused on one thing and one thing only, providing their customers with the best products and services to grow the best crops possible. Farmers, call them today for liquid and dry fertilizers, starters, small seed, and corn and soybean seed. They also offer crop protection chemicals and custom application. See why other area farmers are turning to Bob Lawson and the staff at Nutrient Ag Solutions in Bloomfield, where results in your field are always their first concern.
Hi, this is Kendall with Citizens Mutual. It's a busy time of the year, so we want you to save as much time as possible. Whether you need internet, TV, or phone service, we can handle all of them for you. We also have a great selection of TVs ranging from 32 to 65 inch, as well as appliances. Stop in today, and remember, Citizens Mutual is owned and operated by its customers. So when you walk in the door, we don't just treat you like a customer, we treat you like you're the boss, because you are. We're looking forward to seeing you at Citizens Mutual, just off the square in Bloomfield.
You're watching live coverage of the Davis County Mustangs on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Last chance coming up for Clarke here in the top of the 7th. Davis County has a 12-6 lead as they look for their 4th win in a row. And so far, they have really let their bats do the talking. They have banged out 13 hits in this game, and the first pitch is taken for a ball by Marshall Morrison. Tharp is in line for the win if he can get the last 3 outs here. The 1-0 is taken for a strike on the inside corner, 1 ball and 1 strike. Morrison hits it high to shallow left center field, and the shortstop Slayton goes back to make the catch. 1 out. Matthew Stickles, he had himself a good day. He is 2 for 2 with 2 RBI. Wonder how superstitious baseball players are. Here's the first pitch. Curveball, strike 1. The very first pitch that Matthew Stickles saw back in the 2nd inning, he got hit in the back of the leg by Wagler. And you wonder if that's a good omen or a bad omen. It turned out to be a good omen for Stickles as he grounds that one foul to make the count 0-2. But after getting hit by the pitch in the first at-bat, first plate appearance I should say, 2-run single in the 3rd, and then another single in the 5th, good stop by Smolik, taking a tricky hop and then gunning it over to first for the out. Good play by the 3rd baseman, Noah Smolik. 2 outs, base is empty, and it's Taylor Henry representing the final chance for Clarke. Henry struck out looking in the 2nd and the 3rd, gave way to a pinch hitter, KJ Fry, who also struck out in the 5th. Henry looks at ball 1. Tharp an hour away from locking up game number 1 of this doubleheader for the Mustangs. The 1-0. Fastball inside. That almost got a piece of Henry. 2 balls and no strikes. Don't forget, we have Game 2 of the doubleheader coming up after the conclusion of this one, after a small break as that pitch is taken for a strike. Coaches and some of the players will have to manicure this field, make it looking like new again. And then we'll be set to bring you Game 2 a little bit later on this evening. The 2-1. Strike 2, and Clarke is down to their final strike. Tharp has 7 strikeouts so far in his relief appearance. And the 2-2 pitch is strike 3 called, and the game is over as the Stangs win. The Stangs win. The Mustangs win it by a final score of 12-6. We'll take a break and come back and tell you all about game number 1 of our doubleheader as Mustangs extend their winning streak to now 4 with a 12-6 win over Clarke. You're watching Davis County Baseball on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
Are you installing a new septic system? The man to call is Jody at Geotech Sand and Stone. They have state-certified septic sand, as well as top-quality black dirt, fill sand, and washed gravel for landscaping. They also have large rocks to add to your landscaping. Geotech Sand and Stone has very competitive prices. Stop out and get a load, or have one of their contractors haul it for you. Call Jody today for more information at 799-1235. That's 799-1235. Geotech Sand and Stone, 3 miles west of Eldon on River Road. Attention Southern Iowa. Do you need a better night's sleep? Maybe it's time to get a new mattress. Dixon's Mattress Outlet in Bloomfield has the most competitive prices on new mattresses in all different sizes. Darren sells camper mattresses, commercial bedding, rollaways, special order sizes, bed frames, and mattress protectors. Call Darren today and he'll meet you at the warehouse. Dixon's Mattress Outlet, 641-664-3060. That's 664-3060.
This is Milo Wells, your pharmacist at Wells Hometown Drug in Bloomfield. When you need prescriptions, stop in and see me. If you aren't a current customer, we will help you fill out a new patient form, which takes less than 5 minutes. We have a lot of over-the-counter items and have vaccines. We are here 6 days a week and offer free delivery in Bloomfield and surrounding areas. I pride myself on professionalism and small-town customer service, and our pharmacy reflects those values. Stop in and see us at Wells Hometown Drug next to Clarke West in Bloomfield.
This is Sherry Lawson. Hey, all you Davis County Mustang fans, the agents at Northside Insurance are just like you. We support the Mustangs too. We are proud to live in Bloomfield where we help families like yours with auto, home, business, farm, life, and retirement. Get the professional coaching you need to win at life. Give us a call at Northside Insurance in Bloomfield and Centerville today at 664-2362. Go Mustangs! Nationwide is on your side. Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and Affiliates, Columbus, Ohio.
Go Mustangs!
Take summer by storm on a new Polaris. Right now, the world's best-selling off-road lineup is priced to move. Get more done with a hardworking Ranger. Chase adventure on a legendary Sportsman. Or live wide open in a high-performance RZR. Rebates up to $2,000 are available now during the Polaris Summer Sales Event.
Slayton Polaris. Stop in and see Tim or Dean today for a great deal on a new Polaris.
Hi, this is Chris Ledke, owner of Pulaski Lumber. I would like to personally invite you to see our updated inventory. We have a nice selection of tools, plumbing, flooring, tile, accessories, and as always, we can order in anything you might need. Josh is also available to offer you professional 3D drawings to design your new home, deck, or addition. We don't charge huge architect fees, but are confident you will be happy with our work. We look forward to meeting you at Pulaski Lumber, your start-to-finish lumberyard.
You're watching live coverage of the Davis County Mustangs on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.
All over for Game 1 of this doubleheader. Davis County wins it by the final score of 12-6. You're listening to the Northside Insurance postgame show. Quote to claim, your friends at Northside Insurance take care of you. Davis County with 12 runs on 12 hits, 4 errors with 6 men left on base. Clarke with 6 runs on 10 hits, 4 errors, and 4 men left on base. Winning pitcher, Kate Tharp, came in relief of Caleb Wagler and shut the door as he threw 4 1/3 allowing make that 2 runs, one of them earned on 4 hits, walking none and striking out 8. He is 1-0. Evan Hagan takes the loss. He is now 0-3. Time of the game, 2 hours and 27 minutes. And now we reach the time to give you the Neebs Graphics Player of the Game. Think of them first for all your custom-made shirts, hats, banners, and much more. Stop in and see Clarke today on the south side of the Bloomfield Square. And I don't think there's any doubt who we give the Neebs Graphics Player of the Game for here in Game 1. It has to be Cade Tharp. Not only did he do the work on the mound that I just mentioned, but he also had a 2-run homer to give Davis County the lead that they would not relinquish back in the first inning. He added an RBI double. So he had a 2-for-3 night at the plate with 3 RBI, and he looked very much like the player that was second-team All-State in 2A last year. So Cade Tharp is our Neebs Graphics Player of the Game. That's going to do it for Game 1 of our doubleheader. Stay tuned for Game 2 here shortly, but our final of Game 1, Davis County 12, Clarke 6, Davis County with the win, have moved now to 8-5. 6-3 in the South Central Conference, and their winning streak has stretched now to 4. With the loss, Clarke drops to 4-12, and their South Central Conference record is now 2-8. We would like to thank you for making us a part of your Monday afternoon / early Monday evening, and be sure to stay tuned for Game 2. It's coming up shortly from here at the Davis County Fairgrounds, as the Mustangs will look for their 5th straight win as they take on the Clarke Indians. Until then, this is Ellis Kojo saying so long from now from Bloomfield. You've been watching Davis County Baseball on the Ottumwa Radio Sports Network.